There are two reasons why there is a rainmaker dependency. The first one is the four complexities that we often talk about: cross-hierarchical, cross-functional decision-making, complex offering, and a complex environment. There's actually a second one that is maybe bigger, and we call it the W model. So if you imagine a skyscraper that is an illustration of a hierarchy, up here we have the owners, the board, the C-level, the VPs, the directors, the managers, all the way to floor -5, where you have Stefan that we often talk about. When you sell a new category, you have to go through a much longer journey with the client than when you sell a sanctioned established category. When you sell an established category, you can start at the last line in the W, which is more, what are the requirements for this specific offering? How does it hit the price targets, etc. You often end up having a very clear RFP from the client, or they know what they want to buy. It's all about function, performance, and price. Then you only go with the last part of the W. So a team further down, they prepare this, they show it to upper management. These are the 3 vendors we've looked at. This is why we recommend vendor 1. On the other hand, when you're selling a new category, you have to go through the whole W, and I'll explain it shortly. So typically you need to anchor a problem and the promise of the new category very high up in the W's first leg. So a board, C-level VP, somewhere there. You need to get a theoretical acceptance for that there is a promise of a new category. What they typically do is that they say, okay, I hear you. And then they delegate it down to somewhere in the middle of the organization saying, can you guys evaluate if the promise of this new category is actually valid? And then they meet the vendor. You probably experienced this. They meet the vendor with the team further down. They ask questions to qualify whether your new category is better than the existing one or better than the status quo or the workarounds. Then they report back saying to upper management, yes, what they said is actually true. This is a valid new category. They probably don't use that terminology, but this is the model. So there is a valid new way of doing this. So yes, what they told you earlier, the top of the W, is true. Then the upper management says, okay, great guys. And they delegate down again, sometimes even further down, and say, okay, what are the requirements we should ask from this kind of company or this kind of solution? And then they go into the last straight of the W. But the first 4 legs in the W are new. They are only there when you deal with a new category, as opposed to dealing with an established category. That's also why, as a side comment, 15% of established, proven salespeople from a company selling an established category make it in the new category game. It's just way more difficult.